What? I'm not asleep. I'm okay. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, in this video, we're gonna model something using Vanilla Blender. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Oh, let's go. We're gonna model a cool piece of a sci-fi wall together. We're gonna use very basic tools, but before we start, let me encourage you to start using add-ons as soon as possible. Once you learn the basics of Blender and you know how it works, you should really immediately jump into add-ons because they're gonna speed up your workflow immensely, okay? So stuff like machine tools, mesh machine, hard ops, box cutter, material works, all these add-ons, I'll link in the video description. Just use them because they're fantastic. We use them every day for professional work, for our courses, for everything, right? By the way, let's get back to our tutorial. So let's grab a cube, Shift A, and let's grab a cube, right? And we're going to scale it on the y-axis. Now my UI may look a bit different than yours, but if you want to set up your UI just like mine, follow my video on YouTube. I'm gonna show you on the screen and set it up the way I have it. But two things that you would really need to enable is cavity, which is this one, okay? It's gonna produce this highlight on the mesh. It's very helpful for modeling. And second one is gonna be face orientation, which is gonna tell us when the mesh is flipped inside out and the mesh guts are coming outside, it's gonna mess up everything. So if that happens, we're gonna worry about it. But these are very useful things to have turned on. So let's ask Y to scale on y-axis, and we're gonna go to edit mode. So tab, select the face, so 3, select the face, G, Z, move it up here, and we're gonna have a wall. Perfect. Now we could make this a little bit shorter. There we go. It's fine. Now, if I wanted to bevel this on this edge here, so tab to select the edge, Control B, you see the bevel is gonna be kind of weird, very flat. The reason for that is because when I press N, go to item, on the scale, you see that Y scale is stretched because we stretched this object on the Y axis. Now what we need to do to reset it to 111, which is a uniform scale, we need to run something that's called apply scale. So Control A, apply scale, happy days. All right, it's really important you apply scale on your models if you're not using hard ops, which is going to do it for you automatically, because it could impact the way you run bevels, solidifications, array. It's going to mess with your stuff pretty badly. Okay, so remember that when you scale something in object mode, because it doesn't apply to edit mode, but in object mode, if you scale something, always apply scale, right? Cool. Now we're going to cut this, right? So let's go here to side view. And by the way, if you don't know how to manipulate with this canvas, middle mouse button to rotate. If you don't have middle mouse button, get a proper mouse. And then shift middle mouse to pan, zoom in and out with your scroll. And then if you hold Alt and press middle mouse button and move your mouse left, right, up, down, you'll change the view. So go to side view, press 5 on your numpad. And if you don't have a numpad, get the proper keyboard again. But you can also emulate numpad here under input. Where is it? Here, this one, okay? So, go to side view, orthographic, and we're going to add a cutter. So Shift A and add a cutter here. And we're going to enable an extension, which is kind of like an add-on that comes with Blender that's called Bool Tool. So go to extensions, enable online access, and type here Bool Tool and enable it. And once you enable it, it's going to pop up in here under add-ons. All right, so enable it, install, save preferences, you're good to go. This is going to allow us to run Boolean operations on this mesh. So let's scale it on the y-axis a bit more. Go to side view, S, Z to scale it here. Control A, apply scale. Same thing, same drill. Tab, let's grab these two edges, or in fact the face. So 3, select the face. Go to side view, orthographic, S, Z, hold Control and snap to increments. And if it doesn't snap, go here and select this one, snap to increments. And we're going to move this a little bit deeper, right? Somewhere here. And we're gonna cut it, okay? In fact, this is a bit too tall. So tab, select 3, select this face, go to side view, GZ, drop it a bit down, somewhere here. That's good enough. and then shift select this one, control minus on your numpad, okay? And this is going to do a few things. First of all, this mesh is going to be cut with a live cutter. This is a live cutter. You can move it, adjust it. It's a live Boolean. This will produce a modifier called Boolean modifier, in our case difference modifier, because it's deducting this piece out of this main mesh. If it was a union, it's going to be adding. This one is, deducting. This one is actually an intersection. You want difference, right? And this is going to be our cutter. Now, another thing that happens, Booltool will create collection of cutters, which is, kind of collecting all the cutters in a scene, which is really, really useful, okay? Not as convenient as hard ops, but, it's there. Now, I want another cut here going like this and down, right? So what we could do is we could borrow this cutter, Shift DZ and move it up here, Shift click and Control minus, right? But we would need to drop this lower for this to work, okay? So we need to drop it lower here and then GX and move it to the front. So, it's like this, okay? So that's our basic shape. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to select this cutter, okay? And we're going to duplicate it. So Shift D, we're gonna duplicate it, right? And we're gonna press M, and we're gonna move it from Boolean cutter collection to main collection here. See that? It moved, right? So now let's convert it to mesh because at the moment it's a wireframe, right? So let's go to viewport display and change bounds to solid. Okay, it's gonna shift to solid. You see that? It's a solid mesh now. So we can now hide these two. So H and H, so we don't have to be bothered. Now we're gonna scale it. So SY, scale this, right? And move it, GY, move it somewhere here, okay? Maybe even somewhere here, peachy. Now we're going to slice this here, okay? With another shape. So Shift A, add another cube, and move it somewhere here, and then S, Z, and scale it, right? And move it close, like this. Then we're going to move this cube here, and scale it, so SY, so it's larger than the object we're gonna be cutting. Shift select that, Control minus, and we're going to actually apply this. So go here to modifier, and apply that Boolean modifier. What it will do, it will basically convert this shape into mesh after it's been cut. Because if the modifier is actually present in a scene and go to edit mode, you're gonna be still able to see that part you cut out because it's not actually a mesh yet, right? This is just a modifier, can be turned on and off. So once you apply it in object view, you have to be in object view, it's becoming a mesh, and that's what I want, right? Now let's go back to object view, select this one, we don't need it, let's nuke this, so delete it, so X and delete it. Select that, press tab, press 2, select these two edges with shift, go to side view, orthographic, so numpad 5, and Control B and bevel this, right? Like this, all right? And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab these two, Control B, and scroll your mouse to create a bevel like this, right? And we got some problem here. So let's see what's happening. Let's go to edit view, right? Press 1. We got the rogue vert. This is an interesting thing. So see, that's a rogue mesh, okay? Non-manifold mesh. We don't really need this vert. And also, you see like this red is coming out. That's a non-manifold mesh. That's a problem. So we're gonna combine these two. So select this vert here, shift select this one, press M, and merge at last. So it's gonna move this vert down and merge them together. Now we have a manifold mesh. So again, 2 for edges, click, shift click, Control B, and then you're gonna be able to bevel this, all right? Let's see how we're looking. We're looking pretty good. So now apply scale one more time just in case. Then we're gonna go here to generate, and we're gonna generate a bevel, right? Now, there's a few things we need to do when we generate the bevel. First of all, we need to add more segments. 3 is fine. Hold shift to slow the movement down and scale this bevel a little bit, so it's not so huge. And we're gonna also have to make sure this is, shaded smooth, not flat, because at the moment it's shaded flat, which is why you see this kind of faceting here. So right click this mesh and shade auto smooth. Now, This is going to smooth the mesh, but it's also gonna produce some weird shading. And that's because Blender now is struggling to understand which edges are supposed to be smooth, which face is supposed to be straight and flat. It's trying to average everything and it's struggling, okay? So we need to do a few things. First of all, let's go here, go to normals and apply weighted normal modifier, which is gonna flex all the faces. But we need to move this modifier underneath smooth by angle. So unpin this and move the modifier by dragging the window. The order of modifier in Blender is exceptionally important, and the way you're going to, position your modifiers is going to break or make your mesh. All right, so it's really essential you learn the order. The order is as follows: bevel first, smooth by angle second, weighted normal last, and never apply these two. We could enable keep sharp in here to even flex these faces more, which is going to introduce a bit of an issue here on this smooth by angle. But if you're going to click on ignore sharpness and change it to 60 degrees, everything going to be peachy. All right. And just to explain a bit more on what's going on, 60 degrees angles means that any edge above 60 degrees is going to be shaded as sharp and below as smooth. So that's how Blender understands, shading. It's really important that you kind of learn how it works. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to grab this bit here and we're going to move the origin point, which is not in the middle, to the middle. So go here to object, go to set origin to geometry, right? So here, origin to geo, boom, it's gonna jump here in the middle. Then we're going to go here to pivot, right? And make sure that you're in individual origin pivot point. So we can scale this now based off of the individual origin, which is gonna be this point, right? So we're gonna scale it just a bit. So S and scale it just a little bit, okay, like this. And we're gonna move it GX away from the wall. Now what I want to do is I want to create a gentle paneling here. So we're going to apply the Boolean, right? So the Boolean is this one, right? So we have to apply it. So click here, apply Boolean, then go to edit mode, press 3 for faces, select this, hold shift, these two, then press shift D to rip this off and right click to cancel. Now you got this face here, 3 faces overlaying or overlapping with this main mesh, and it's still part of the same object. So now we need to separate it, right? So we're going to press P and we're going to separate selection. So now this selection is a separate mesh. So press tab and you can now click twice to select this thin sheet. Yeah. Now we're going to solidify it. So let's go here and press tab, press 2, select these 2 edges, press GG to slide it in, and then press tab, and we're gonna go here, add modifier, generate, solidify, and we're gonna solidify it inwards, right? So let's go here and hold shift and thicken it inwards here, not outwards, inwards like this, right? And we're going to move this solidification, right, above the Boolean, okay, above everything. And see how we're looking. We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. And then we're going to apply bevel to it and weighted normals. Now what we can do, we can copy modifiers from one object to another. And I'll show you how to do it. But before we do that, let's see if we actually need these booleans. We don't. This one is from the top, and this one is, I think, another rogue boolean we don't need on this mesh, so we can remove them. So now what we can do, right, we can apply the solidification, okay, and we can copy modifiers from here. So let's go here to edit, preferences, extensions, and get an extension called copy attributes menu, this one, right? This is going to allow you to copy rotation, scale, modifiers. So click on this, shift click on this, and then press Ctrl C and copy modifiers here. Boom. And it's gonna copy the bevel, the smooth by angle, weighted normals, everything. Now it didn't copy the smoothing itself, so we need to right click and shade auto smooth, right? We can also change the bevel, so hold shift and make sure that the bevel is not so large. We can make it a little bit smaller and you know, happy days, right? Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab this one and we're going to create something cool here. So select this face here, so tab 3, select this and press I for inset and insert it ever so slightly. Press E to extrude it a little bit this way, okay? We're gonna create this kind of like a section here, right? So let's just G and Y, move it a little bit more, and there you go. And now we're going to array this, okay? So let's go here to add modifier. We're gonna go to generate an array. So now let's grab this array to the top and let's talk about it. First of all, what we need to do, we need to make sure that we arraying on the correct axis, because at the moment you see we arraying on the wrong axis. We arraying on X, we should be arraying on Y. So let's go here and 0 the X, and we're going to set 1 to Y, and there you go. And then we're going to add 2 more segments and happy days, okay? We're going to grab this arrow, hold shift and squeeze them a little bit, and maybe move this whole thing a little bit to the left, right? So move it somewhere here and expand it just a little bit like this, something like that, right? So when I'm going to keep arraying this, all right, add more segments, right, and I duplicate this wall, you see, it's gonna be perfectly fitting, you know, this gap gonna be perfectly aligned with this, you know, wall being arrayed. So here we have some booleans. I think this boolean is dead. You can see it's actually a red boolean, so I don't think it does anything, so we can nuke it. And this one is the boolean on the top, right? So let's apply this, and let's actually, you know, grab this mesh here and let's copy all the modifiers from here. We're just gonna have to remove the number of iterations of segments in the array. So press Ctrl C and copy modifiers, and again we're gonna grab this one here. We're going to change the array from X to Y, and there we go, and we're gonna change it to 2, right? And you see now you got this beautiful arrayed wall, and we can actually grab this one, click here, Ctrl C, copy modifiers, right? And the same thing, grab this one and change this to 0 and change this to 1, and boom, Bob's your uncle, and there you go, there's your wall, right? So now, in addition to this, what we can do, we can add some pipes, okay? So let's save it. You always want to save your work because, you know, Blender likes to crash sometimes, so don't risk it. Okay, so we're going to call it sci-fi wall. And I would encourage you to get this free add-on called Power Save, which is going to incrementally save your work. It saved me a lot of, you know, headaches and you know, gray hair basically. Now, anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to run some maybe pipes on the top, okay? So let's grab a plane, right? And we're gonna move this plane here. We're gonna go to edit mode, press 1, and we're gonna remove these, so X and delete them, X and delete vertices. And we're gonna move this origin point to this edge. So object, set origin, right? And origin to geometry, perfect. Now we're going to grab this and move it in here, right? Edit mode, select this point here, GY, and move it all the way in here. And we're going to convert it into a pipe. So what you want to do is you want to go here to object, and you want to go here to convert and convert to curve. Then go here and go to geometry, and then you want to add some depth to it, right? And more segments. So let's say we're going to increase resolution to, let's go with 20, all right? It's going to be a smooth pipe, okay? Cool. And then we're going to convert it to mesh. So Control A and visual geometry to mesh. So now it's not a curve, it's a mesh. So press Tab, and we can press Alt click here to press F to close it with a face. Because it's an open mesh, you can see red inside, right? Red is bad, remember? That's the inside of the mesh. Press F here too. And Bob's your uncle. And now we're going to, you know, create some sort of like let's just smooth this, and we're gonna create some sort of like sections here, right? So press Tab, Control R to add a loop, and we're going to move it somewhere here, right? And then Control B and split it and scroll down to two of them. Let's go to edge mode, right? So two. Then we're gonna grab this one and Control B that, and this one with Alt, right? And Control B that. Press 3, Alt click here to select it, and then we're going to scale this, right? Like this. So just press S and scale it, okay? And there we go, there's our pipe, and we're going to keep it kind of, you know, offset to this side. We're going to duplicate it, so Shift D, R, hold Control and rotate it like this. Then we're gonna scale this, go to the front view, top view, sorry, G, X, and move it in here. And this one, we're gonna move underneath, right? So G, move it somewhere here. And this one, we're gonna move somewhere here underneath, okay? And GX, move it in. There we go. And then press Tab. 3, grab this one. GY, move it this way. And this one, we're gonna move this way, okay? All right. Then let's select this wall here, press Tab. 3, select the top face, G, Z, and let's expand it to the top. And it's gonna be kind of like a, you know, it's gonna be connecting here to the ceiling. Another thing we could do, we could kind of make more interesting this top here, or we could create some maybe element here on top of this is gonna be offsetting everything, because at the moment things look very, very symmetrical and even. So let's have a bit of fun, right? So Shift A and let another cube. And we're gonna go here and we're gonna make it larger. Then S, Y, and expand this. There we go. So you see now we're going to be offsetting against this gap here. We're going to be maybe going 1/3 of the thickness of this element and 2/3 on this side. And this one's gonna be maybe cut in half. That's fine. And we're gonna create some sort of like a terminal or some such in here. You know what I mean? So let's press 3 and grab this GZ and go up here like this. Then 2, and we're going to press B for chamfer like that. And we're gonna add another chamfer here in the bottom like this. And then select this face here. So 3, E, and extrude it down, right? Maybe somewhere here like this, okay? And then we're going to select these two edges here, so 2, and select these 2 edges, and we're gonna press Control B, and you see now we have to apply scale. It's non-uniform, you see that? So press Tab, Control A, apply scale, Tab, and then Control B, and there you go. And let's just bevel this, right? That looks good. And we could actually chamfers might be better. Hang on, Alt Z to go back, Control B, another chamfer here. I think chamfer is gonna be a bit better. We have a bevel in here, so bevel this, right? Yeah, there you go. And we could also kind of bevel these. So hold Shift, and or maybe we can bevel them separately. You know, bevel these first, Control B, and then bevel this one with Control B, right? Like this. There we go. Alt click Shade Auto Smooth, and you get this really interesting design here. And then we can have some fun. So mesh cube, right? Bring it in here, S, X, and or SY, and scale this. In fact, let's bring it in here to the bottom. GY or GX, and move it in here. Shift click and Control minus, right? And we're gonna get a cut here. And we're going to borrow, well, we actually can't borrow, actually we can. We can borrow modifiers from this. So let's apply the Boolean, right? So let's go here and apply the Boolean, all right? Let's remove the smooth biangle. Then select this, Shift select this, and then Control C and copy modifiers. Select this one, and we're just gonna nuke the array because we don't need the array. We just need bevels and the rest. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna mirror this cut to the other side, right? So we have the pivot point here in the middle. We're going to now add a mirror modifier. Okay, so let's go to generate mirror, and mirror in Blender is extremely confusing and frustrating, right? Let's move it here under bevel. We want to mirror this on the x-axis, but we have to have an object we mirror across, and the reason for that is because we are offset this is a middle of the world. If I'm gonna go here and enable z-axis, we are offset from the middle of the world, so we can't mirror across the world here. We need to create our own pivot point. So Shift A and add a cube, right? And we have to move this cube to this mesh, okay? So Shift S and move cursor to selected, right? So we're gonna select this and move cursor to selected. Now move this cube to cursor. So Shift S and move selection to cursor, right? So selection to cursor. Now we can use this cube here as a pivot. So watch. I'm gonna select this object pivot, and now we need to mirror this across y-axis. So turn off this, select y, and bisect it, right? And flip it, and there you go, there's your mirror. Confusing as fuck, but there you go. Let's apply this before, you know, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. And we can nuke this cube, we don't need it, okay? And we also don't need this cutter anymore. And there you go, there's your, you know, shape being mirrored. And that's how you can very easily, you know, design stuff and have some, you know, have some fun. And modeling in Blender is not really that complicated once you learn the tools. It simply requires a bit of practice. And like I told you, once you learn the tools, you're gonna be able to, you know, do whatever the hell you want. And the best way to learn Blender, obviously, is by following a curriculum that's going to help you learn all the tools and workflows without any issues, and also effectively, because if you're going to be learning things incorrectly and you're going to sort of solidify bad habits, it's going to be very difficult for you to get out of them. And you're going to be wasting time because you have to unlearn something you've learned. So if you want to learn Blender basics effectively and you want to learn design as well, then grab our course, the Hard Surface Accelerator. We have thousands of reviews on our website. We have over 5,000 students who went through this course. We've been teaching for a long time, over 6 years, produced 50 courses, and we absolutely dominate the hard surface space in Blender. And the reason for that is very simple. This is all that we do every day: hard surface modeling, sci-fi. That's it, right? This is our focus. We don't do anything else. We don't jump around. That's the only thing we do. So, you know, anyone who's grabbing our stuff, they know what they're going to be learning. And this course is fantastic. It's going to teach you all the tools, all the menus, all the workflows. It's going to teach you also how to model, how to design. There's a section on rendering, texturing, detailing, all that stuff. So all in all, in, you know, just a few days, if you sit down on this course and go through it, you're gonna have a really good understanding of the workflow, the tools, and how it works. You will not be confused about shading problems, why my modifiers are not working, why this is, you know, my verts are shooting to space. You will know what's the issue and how to fix it. And if you're still confused, you can always hop on our Discord. We have close to 9,000 people in our community. There's a help section with a lot of helpful people, and you can get help. So, you know, grab the course and enjoy. The link is in the video description. It's blenderbros.com/accelerator. Well, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful, and I'll see you in the next one.